Hey y'all, this is Jared with Fluty Homestead, and today is the first video of a series we're going to have, and I've been waiting a long time to do this, and we're going to start the project of moving the old log barn to the homestead. So today I'm going to be clearing the road out, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the barn where it sits now. Okay, we're up here on this little gravel road in the backwoods of Lawrence County, Kentucky, and down here in this holler is my barn. And this right here that you can see, this side, this is the corn crib. And the trouble is getting that barn from there up to this road. So we're going to go down the way here, and we're going to cut us a trail in here to it. There's an old road, but it ain't been no traffic on it in 40 years, don't look like. So we're going to go down here and see what we can get done. You can't see from here, but this side is the corn crib. Back here is the log part. So here we go. Okay, here's the road. What's left of it. You can't even see on the video, but there's the path goes right down through here. So first thing we'll do is get my weed eater out, and we're going to cut these weeds along through there because I do not want to get eat up by a big rattlesnake or copperhead. And then we're going to get the chainsaw out and try to cut some of these trees out of the way. And there's a swamp up here with a drain, and I think it's stopped up. And we've had kind of a drought for about a month, so it might be dry up in here now, but we're going to try to unstop the drain and kind of ditch it a little bit. So here we go. Okay, we've made it in here about 100 foot. Excuse me. There's the main road, or the gravel county road. And we got it weed eated and the brush cut up about to right there. There was a pine tree across here I had to cut. Got another bush here and a couple more overhanging limbs. And we'll be about, I'd say we're about halfway there. So now the most important part of the job, we gotta take us a coffee break. Okay, we got the road clear, and there's one little bush here I need to cut, but other than that, we've made it all the way, and the road's pretty dry, but if it gets much rain, you can tell it'll be wet fast. And I'm not going to try to dig any ditches on it right now. There's one that's kind of opened up. I may shovel it out just a little, but we're going to try to get it out of here before the weather changes. So let's go check out the barn. Okay, we're down here. This is down here by right above the creek, and this is the back of the barn. And we'll get up here a little closer, and I'll show you all the logs and such. Okay, here's the barn. This is the log part, and then there's a little hallway, or I think it used to be a pig stall or maybe a cow. That's where I got the log feed trough out of. And then there's the corn crib. And this barn is pretty unique in a way that they're hewed. These logs have been split and then hewed, and I'll show you closer, but you can still see the broad axe marks where they've hewed it off. But the inside is round. And also, I believe, if you notice, there's a round log hewed, and there's 3 more round logs up top. And also, there's a couple notches, like here's a notch, and there's these holes that's drilled in, a couple inches deep, that look like maybe had the wooden pegs in it at one time from something. But I believe that the hewed part has been another building before it was this barn. Maybe an old settler's cabin, or maybe another little barn or crib. And I'll show you another reason why I think that in just a minute. But these have just a saddle notch here. And you can see there the round side. And they didn't try to hew on the top logs, so that's what I believe they've come from another bit, or they've added onto it, or moved it, or something. But they're really beautiful logs. And I believe some of them is chestnut, and there's a couple I think's poplar. But they're all not poplar for sure. And I'm no expert at the wood, but some of you all might be able to tell me if I scrape a place off. See, here's some more peg, these holes. It's about 1.5 inches round. And to me, they don't have any rhyme or reason why they would be out here. So, what do you all think? Just leave your comments. Alright, we'll go over here to the corn crib. The corn crib is all sawmilled lumber, but it is extremely old. The corners, these are hand-hewed beams, and I don't know if it'll lighten up, but all the nails in this is square cut nails. So they quit making those in about the 1880s, I believe. So that tells me that this thing has been around for quite a while. It goes, the crib goes all the way as high as the roof, and there's a hole up top maybe where they filled it up before, and they've got a piece of tin over it now. And I kind of thought this little board was interesting. It looked to me like it's been a little run to get in and out of a chicken house, and they've nailed it up, but I'm not sure. But pretty cool. It's wore very smooth too. Alright, this log goes underneath the corn crib, and that corner there is rotted out, so I probably won't be using this log again. I'll probably cut it off here and here, and we'll take it because it's a pretty nice looking hewed log, and be cool for something. And then it's, of course, I'm sure rotted right here because it goes into the ground, so we'll cut it off here and leave this section laying and take everything above it. Oh, while I'm here at the back, another reason I think that this has been another building before. That top log, if you notice, there's another notch on the top of it, and it's not the notch that the log is in now, so it's been something else. And also, some of the notches don't fit on the logs, so I think they've moved it. And right there is another notch that has been either an animal, it's been down low and an animal has chewed it off, or they've hewed it out for something. That could have been, I kind of thought maybe where that log trough might have used to sit if it was down low. I don't know, your mind can come up with all kinds of cool ideas, but we'll never really know the truth. This little low loft will be coming out whenever I build it back, and there's an old Homestead chainsaw. I'd say it's junk, but you never know, we'll check it out when I tear it down. But I'm gonna, whenever I move it, I'm gonna be taking off these round barky logs, and I'm probably gonna take me some poplars and hew them on the outside, that way they match. And once they weather, they'll look pretty good. Okay, here's the creek side of the corn crib. The corn crib is 5 feet wide and 15 feet long, and it's beautiful all the way to the peak is the slats. And every nail, like I said, is the cut nails. So, I mean, that is very, very old. Here's one loose. Every nail is like that right there. And that's my biggest concern right now, is when I move this crib, I want all those nails left. So y'all can give me some input of what you think. What I'm thinking now is take the ends off, the little ends, and trying to lay down the side walls. And if I have to, just cut them off straight here at the gable, and then put it all back in sections. That way I don't have to take every slat off and worry about breaking all these nails, because that's what gives it some cool character. You can see they've really done some nailing down here. And underneath here, which you can't hardly see, there's a log hewn on two sides there, and looks like underneath there they've had an old lard can propping up the place. Okay, we're on the front side of the barn now, and it's got this little shed roof, and I'm going to build it back with this same kind of style. There's going to be a shed roof on the front here, like a hallway, and then I'll have the log stall is 15 by 15, and this one's 8 by 15, and then the crib on the end. And somebody's put some boards over the front of it here, and all of them will be coming off. And I'll show you in the crib. They've done some doctoring in here, and they've got some old tin on the walls, and just kind of full of junk right now. Can't really see in here right now, but I'm not going to get in there right now, because this would be a prime spot for a big rattlesnake or copperhead. Hey, looky here. Right there's a marble. I don't know how old it is, but some little kid, I'd say, stuck that in that crack playing in here. That's pretty cool. The man that told me about this barn is, I don't know, early 70s, and he said they played in here when he was a kid, and there wasn't no animals in here then, so maybe it was his. Have to show him. Anyway, that's pretty cool. This has all got to be tore out. This is just boards they've nailed up here. And I'll have a pretty good hayloft, I believe, once I get it lined out the way I want it and raise it up. I want to raise this loft floor up a log. That way I can walk around easier. So we'll replace this log and make it about I don't know, about 2 foot taller. These posts, they're all rotting down, and this side's kind of falling, but this side is still intact. But looks like there's been another one here, but it's already fell. We'll go right here if there's a snake. And these logs are very nice. And right there's an old hook, looks like a piece of dogwood they've made to hang their harness on. That's pretty neat. We'll put that back in. And I like this too. You can see right here, all these lines, somebody has stuck a knife or a hatchet or something in there many, many times, looks like. This one's the same way. These logs are pretty good size. I'd say some of them's 18 inches. The doorway's got the big square nails in it. It's so dark in here, can't hardly see it, but maybe we'll turn around. Yeah, you can kind of see. There's big square nails here nailed on. And I noticed too on a couple of them, there's been, they've took an auger and drilled in right here, and looks like maybe to start the hole to get a saw in there. I'm not sure. And as you can see here, the inside is round, so they've been split and then hewed, looks to me like. And you can see where animals have really chewed on them a lot. All kinds of junk in here I got to get out, but I got about half of an old Chevrolet truck in here. Looks like about a 70-some model. That's the worst looking logs there, is those two right there. Okay, here's something pretty cool I just noticed. Right here inside of the stall, it's kind of too, I wish I had a light. You can kind of see beside the door jamb here, there's bored hole on every log, and that kind of tells me that originally when they first built this, that they've had the wood there and had it pegged on with wooden pegs. That's my thought. It makes sense. That's what a lot of times they did in the 1800s, and when they've moved it, they've used nails. This is pretty interesting. Here's part of an old cant hut that's used to turn logs and stuff whenever you use a logging and you're moving them around. Okay, we're on the front little side here, and you can see this old poison vine or whatever it is. I got to get it off. But one more reason I thought this was something else before is, you notice there's a doorway cut right here, and you can't see it, but right here this little log has a notch on it as well, like it's been, you know, there's been another piece in there before. And also this is a solid log across, and then above it is this log, and it has the top of a doorway cut out of it. So it's been something different before, or something, they've redone it, but hard to say. Don't know if we'll ever find out, but it's fun to think about. And sun's shining real bad over here, but of course this log is bad on the bottom, so we'll be changing that. But all in all, it's in pretty good shape. Okay, that's all for this one, and I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope you all stick around and see the rest of this series when we start moving the barn and putting it back. And I think you'll really be surprised what we can do with this whole thing. And next I'll be back to probably start cleaning out all the junk inside, taking the roof or the ceilings out and the shed off, and then once we get the roof off, we will try to get this thing out of here. So appreciate y'all watching. Hope y'all have a very blessed day, and appreciate you. God bless.